So Nepal's government has fallen. The parliament has been dissolved and elections have been called. But what happens next? Will Nepal descend into chaos, or will it emerge stronger than before? Hello and welcome to the show. It's me. First, some background. Last week, Nepal's Prime Minister Sherbadur Doiba tried to prove his majority in the parliament. His 5-year term ends in 2023, but he wanted to extend it. How? By buying another 5 years in office. All he needed was a 2/3 majority in the parliament. With that, he could have amended the constitution and stayed in power for a longer period. Do you see the problem here? He did not have the numbers in the House. So what did Doiba do? Call for an early election? It's a classic political move, a little bit of drama, a bit of brinkmanship, but all of it choreographed. Doiba knew exactly what he was doing, and yet, like we said, there is trouble in paradise. Protests have broken out in Nepal, opposition leaders are being detained. And now there's talk of a boycott. Boycott of what? Of the elections. The opposition parties are planning to skip the polls. They say they want reforms first, like a new voter list. Now, why is that important? Because Nepal recently updated its voter list. There are 1.7 million new voters, 1.7 million. They say this could be a ploy to rig the elections. So the opposition wants a new list, one that does not have these new voters. They also want a new election date and a new election commission. In short, they want the elections postponed. But should they? Will their boycott make a difference? Well, let's look at the numbers. Nepal has 165 seats in its parliament. A simple majority is 83. Who has that right now? The ruling coalition, they have 86 seats. So even if the opposition boycotts, who would win? The ruling coalition. But then again, what kind of a victory would that be? With no opposition, with no contest, Nepal may end up with a one-sided election. That could lead to more instability, which is why the opposition must rethink their boycott. And here's why: elections strengthen democracy. If you don't participate in elections, you cannot complain about the results. Also, elections give people an option. They get to choose between the ruling party and the opposition. But if the opposition boycotts, the people will only have one option: the ruling party. So the opposition has two options really. Option 1, participate and lose, but retain their political space. Or option 2, boycott and win, but at the cost of their political career. Now, the ruling coalition is led by the Nepali Congress. It's a centrist party. It does well in elections, but it can't win alone. It needs allies. This election will tell us a lot about the Nepali Congress. Can it win without its allies? Like, can it win the trust of the people? See, in 2017, the Congress won 75 seats, but that was with a communist wave. In 2008, when things were relatively normal, they got only 19 seats. So 2022 could be their real test. The other big question is, how will the new parties perform? There are at least 18 new parties in Nepal. Most of them are from the Madhesh. They have been pushed by the changing political equations in India and Nepal. Until a few years back, Madhesh politics was dominated by the big two, the Congress and the UML, but now smaller parties are eating into their space. These include the Loktan Trik Samajwadi Party and the Janamat Party. They're hoping to capitalize on the Madhesh sentiment, especially after the new constitution of 2015. It redefined federalism in Nepal. 5 new provinces were created, 7 if you count the 2 with special status. And Madhesh got 3, province no, 1, 2, and 7. The point is, these elections will be a litmus test for Madhesh politics. But overall, the elections will be a gamble for Nepal. If it fails, the country could slip into chaos. There will be protests, maybe even a civil war. But if it succeeds, Nepal could finally turn the corner. It can end its dependence on India and China, graduate to upper middle income status, and bring tangible change in people's lives. The question is, will Nepal be able to pull off this delicate balancing act? Will it keep its options open? That's something Nepal must think about. Not just the ruling elite, but each and every citizen, because their decision today will determine Nepal's future.